See.
But so we got save time. I was just reading about one of the effects of all these technologies is free time. And you look at that and you go, oh, great, free time. And that was my thought. But also I've recognized that what a lot of people do with their free time is they fill it up with stuff. And it seems to me that one of the great coping mechanisms of the world is things that they have to do. I have to take my kids to soccer practice. I have to go to work. Because what I found is one of the biggest things that stops beginning entrepreneurs is a terror of the void, as Tim Ferriss calls it. This free, open time to explore yourself, do whatever you want, because they're afraid of what would happen. So I'm curious, and one of the things that I hope is the case is that freed up time won't just go towards scrolling Instagram mindlessly, being on Facebook or filling your social media app, but will go towards introspection. And again, just curious if you've thought at all about what this, because all of the work is going to be done by AI, robots, other things in the medium-term future, it appears. What's left
so
for
one,
people?
not true.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong.
Let's back up on that one.
Sure.
And then we'll talk about your question. But what we're seeing right now is the companies that are gaining the best benefit out of AI and robotics are not removing humans. They're collaborating. So the largest growth category in robotics are cobots, cooperative robots that we work together with. A bunch of companies, BMW, Tesla, two good examples, completely automated everything. All robots, no humans. We're going to run the factory 24/7, no humans, and productivity plummeted. They both had to reintroduce humans back into what seems to work best is humans and robots and AI all working together as a collaborative because they're different strengths. And I don't see...
What is the unique human strength there? So robots never get tired. They work all the time. AI is going to be brilliant.
Yeah, is that just a symptom of weak AI?
It may be a symptom of weak AI at some point, and strong AI, weak AI. These are technical. I'm assuming you're.
No. This is. I don't think Ben means it technically at all.
No. So strong AI is an actual term that means something. Yeah. Okay. So yes, you may be right, but it doesn't seem to be entirely that way. We have really advanced, weird-ass pattern recognition system brains that can do all kinds of lateral stuff that are it's really hard to get computers to do. I'm not saying they won't get there.
Where's our final frontier?
I was going to say, do you think that AI will never surpass humans in terms of intelligence?
So one, by the time we're having this discussion, brain-computer interfaces will have advanced to the point that we're going to be able to You're perceiving this as if we're static.
It'll be a tie,
and they're growing.
It'll be a tie because everyone will become a supercomputer.
I mean, we were talking about uploading our consciousness to the web, right? If we have shared collective consciousness, right? These are interesting questions, and so everything seems to be evolving in its state. So I'm not worried. Like the obsolescence stuff, that's less concerning to me. The free time, the quality of your life. That stuff concerns me because it does seem like you free up time for people and they don't even do it. They don't even spend it on their most pleasurable activity, right? Like one of the things I always tell people is make a list of the 10 things that make you feel the best on the planet, the absolute best, and then compare anything you're going to waste your time with against that, right? I can spend 10 minutes every hour today checking Twitter or social media or whatever, or I can put that all together at the end of the day and go surfing for 70 minutes, right? Or go sit in the woods and meditate for 70 minutes, that sort of thing. So I just don't think with all the distractions, you just take it one step further and just run the math.
Yeah, I think that's the challenge.
How does this compare to this thing that brings me great joy?
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what you're trading on.
I think that's the challenge people face is that they know that conceptually, but then they struggle to not get lured into the stuff that's more instantaneous.
So here's the other thing. I was talking about this earlier. You can't. So flow is a cycle. It's a 4-stage process. It doesn't work like a binary. You're not in the zone or out of the zone. There's a initial struggle stage. Before the stage, there's a period there, and then there's the flow state itself, and there's a recovery period on the back end. Because flow is neurobiologically expensive, and you actually have to shut things down on the back end and recover. The how the hell did we get here? What was I talking about a second ago? I looked at you and I got totally lost.
Oh, so you're talking about the 4 stages of flow and what people are going to do with their saved time.
Distraction. So on the back end of a flow state, if you have a really intense flow state, riding or skiing or whatever, for me, the next day, because I've used up a lot of the norepinephrine and dopamine my brain uses to focus, I can't focus as well. Right? And I start every day with a 4-hour writing session. That's what I like to do. And if I can't focus as well, massive amounts of distraction. You can't fight state all that much. You can't really fight your biology if you're in that distractible, exhausted state.
Oh, Tony Robbins would hate that sentence so much.
But what you can do is steer your distractions. So I always tell people, like, when I don't want to sit down and start writing because, and I skied all day yesterday. I just want to watch ski videos.
Yeah.
So, okay. Ski videos would be a waste of time, but I'm super distractible. So instead what I will do is I will allow myself the distraction, but instead I will make it, you got to go to the 100 best magazine articles of all time and start reading magazine articles. And that'll be my distraction. And I'll keep reading until I find a sentence where I'm like, oh my God, that's a cool sentence. I want to do that. And now suddenly I'm into my writing. So I go with my distractibility, my state, because it's hard to argue with it, but I use it, like I let it push me in a direction where I'm going to come back to the thing, right? It's going to actually end up motivating me to do the thing that I was avoiding in the first place. So I find that's what I mean by, like, you can't fight your biology. This is where you are. Okay, cool. But how can I use it to get to where I need to go?
So I want to come back to, where I keep coming is where do humans fit in to the 30-year picture, or maybe it's a 50-year picture, where if I look at the stages of humanity, at the very beginning, it's like the human's job is just to survive. It's just to help you, your family, and your tribe make it through. We evolve, we get to the Enlightenment. Okay, we got to think a little bit more. We get to the industrial age. It's humans' job is to produce with their hands. Then we get to the information age. It's like, no, it's to think wisely and leverage your intelligence to get even more done. And then it seems like eventually AI just beats us there. And it's wiser to have...
Or can replace us, let's say that work becomes optional because you can always slot in an equally intelligent AI.
Or maybe...